Morning, welcome back, and welcome if it's your first time. It's a bit before 6 a.m. You can just see the big old moon down the back there, starting to bugger off from his job overnight. We started pre-irrigating. Those that watched on in the last one would have seen a bit of explanation of what we're up to. So I haven't actually got the water monitor set up yet. The SIM card in it. SIM card. Get that out. SIM card in it had actually died, so we had to get a new card to put in it and activate it. So yeah, I've just got up a bit earlier, about the same time probably, actually. But yeah, we'll jump in the buggy now and slip down and have a look. We'll see how much we can see. We might be able to see much at all, but we'll bit of lights. We'll try and work out where the water's at in the first bay. Well, it shouldn't be far off being watered, hopefully. So anyway, stay tuned. Knackers, get out of the road. Alright, I don't know how good a viewing this is going to be, but so yeah, we're pretty safe that most of that bay is covered in water. So yeah, it's just a simple, we've got a little wedge here that we stick down one side you can't get hardwood boards anymore, and the pine boards actually float, so you've sort of just got to jam them in there. But it's just as simple as one more in there yet. Wet arm doing it, but that's it. So yeah, simple as that, and just starts and fills the next bay, and we'll come back. We'll get this water monitor set up, or get it going, and it might be a bit of mucking around, I don't know. Hopefully it's not too hard, but we'll get it set up and we'll get it going, and then yeah, we'll bring it down and set up and show you what it looks like in the daylight. Rightio, so sun's up, we've had a bit of breakfast and seen the kids before they head off to school. So this is they actually call them a chatterbox is what their official title is. So yeah, it's a little gizmo, and what happens is the water, pretty basic, the water essentially just runs in these holes. You sit this in the bay or wherever you want it. You could sit it in the bottom of a channel if you wanted to. And the water just runs in there, essentially just triggers whatever it triggers, and then it just sends a text message to your phone to say that the water has finished watering. So it's got a little solar panel on the top of it, a little strobe light, and then we've also got a little solar powered just garden light on a stick here that we've used as well. Sometimes the strobe light for whatever reason doesn't go off, and then yeah, a little aerial there as well. It's got a SIM card in it, which I've got here. So yeah, I'm just going to whip the front off this and yeah, find out where the SIM card is and just replace the SIM card. And I'm hoping it's just as simple as putting a SIM card in it, and then I can actually send a text message, but I'm just hoping my phone number's saved in the brains of that and not on the SIM card. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get in touch with the mob that made it. So Padman Stops are the guys that make it. They're a local business. I actually grew up with Sean, who's now the managing director. He's taken over from his parents. So yeah, good Australian owned, Australian made sort of business. So yeah, irrigation outlets and stops and automation and that sort of stuff. So yeah, as I said, they're local, but they've got a pretty wide spread now. Yeah, anyway, we'll get the front off this thing and see what we can find. So it's actually pretty simple, which is good. Printed circuitry board. Yeah, that's already obviously some sort of brains and the old SIM card. So we've got a new one here that I'm hoping that's pretty similar. It's just a supermarket card or Woolworths or whatever they call themselves. Sarah got, and I have activated it. What we'll do is we might stand you up so you can watch along. Can you see? Can you see? No. Alright, so you can see how the strobe light flashes, sort of runs through a bit of a check. It's telling me the batteries are right so far. I'm just hoping so when I do that, it should actually send my phone a text message, which it hasn't. Alright, we might have to have a bit of a play with this and see what we can work out, but yeah, hopefully it's nothing too difficult. Yeah, so worse luck, it's not going to work. So yeah, whether it's got a data port in that little black box where I put the SIM card, so whether it needs a laptop or something plugging into it and the brains of it reprogramming once you put a SIM in it. Not 100% sure, but I'll get onto the guys this morning and give them a call and just find out what's going on and how it works, and we may have to run it out to them and get it fixed or get them to look at it. But it definitely helps. Yeah, it takes the guesswork out of it. So yeah, we'll just turn it off and hopefully, yep, we'll just turn it off, and then yeah, once it's still only early, it's still only called 8 or something, so we'll give them a call in an hour and see what we can find out. But yeah, gonna go down and just start the pivot again on the loosen. I just want to run it. We've got half the circle cut, and I just want to, the dam's about half full. I just want to run it, just put sort of 10 or 12 mil on the other half that we haven't cut, and yeah, just to give us a bit of, try and get that dam as empty as we can, so when we finish watering where we are now, we can drop that water into the dam. Just gives us a bit of headroom. So we'll go and take the fire unit down and get it fired up, and yeah, by then that time the guys should be here. We got the water monitor sorted out. Yeah, someone had put the SIM card in the wrong way. Anyway, that's all right. So I've just brought him down here, and I'm just going to set it up, and I'll show you how it actually works. I've got my phone here. Hopefully, if I'll just bring it over the bank here. This is the bay that we watered this morning, and what I'm going to do is I'll just sit that in there if it doesn't fall over, Hang on. We'll set it down there. We'll see what it does. So the little light, you mightn't be able to see that, but the little light's flashing. And hopefully, there you go. So we just got to, just sends a text message. So in the middle of the night or something like that, we just get that text message comes through, and that just tells us that the water's reached with the point in the bay, or wherever you've set this little gadget up. Yeah, it saves on, well, it's a water saving efficiency basically. It just means we're not overwatering and that sort of thing. So this is the next bay, so I'm just going to set this up. I've got a bit of a rough idea from past watering where the high spots are, so I'll just set this up here somewhere, and look, it's pretty slow. There's some pretty big cracks in the ground here. It's, as I said earlier, it's amazing how it's dried out. So yeah, we'll just sit that there and leave that there, and he can sit there and think about life. Got the little garden light just so we can know where we see it and where it is. We can find it, a bit easy to find it. But yeah, that's the water monitor in all its glory. So it'll probably go off, I reckon. You know, we're 11 o'clock now. I reckon we have another 12 hours probably before this bay's underwater. So as I said, it's pretty slow. And yeah, it's not. If these bays were laid out better, you would have more fall on them and a bit more step on them, so they did water a bit quicker. But yeah, hopefully, I'm just hoping we don't drown the lucerne, but I don't think we will. Like, the weather's cool, and it's amazing. You can see it's starting to green up already, and it's only had water on it for 12 hours or not even. So yeah, anyway, that's that. Alright, so we got the shed washed out, which you saw. Yeah, give the board a good scrub and got a bit of the dirt and dust off it. Yeah, a bit like, I suppose, any harvest process, hygiene's pretty critical, and wool's no different. And yeah, especially since we've been in here, cutting and grinding and drilling and yeah, doing all that sort of stuff. We just need to make sure that everything's clean and tidy, and yeah, we usually give it a good wash out. But yeah, good wash and scrub, and try and keep the dust and that out of it now between now and shearing Thursday, which is only a couple of days away. So yeah, Tony's got the steps out the back done. We had a bit of a different plan of attack out there. We had some smaller steps that we've fitted up. It's not going to be a major thoroughfare, so guys will just have to be a bit careful when they go out there, which will be fine. But yeah, get the press and some sheep and some shearers, and we're about ready to rock and roll. So just going to duck down and have another look at this water and see where it's up to, and yeah, that'll be about today. I'm actually cheating. I didn't bring any gumboots with me. So yeah, just sort of drive down and have a look. It's pretty slow. Ground's obviously pretty dry. Yeah, the water is making its way though. There's our little water monitor. He's still high and dry. Yeah, just over on this, still a bit of water hanging around on this first bay that we watered. But yeah, it is getting there. But whether it'll be most of the night, I would have thought, the way it's going. What are we now? We're nearly 6 o'clock, so I don't reckon we'll have Don't reckon I'll be up during the night to have to change it anyway, which will be good. So I've nearly got the dam empty, and what we'll do is we've just put another 11 mil. Oh, hello, Tilton. Just put another 11 mil on the loosen, and what we'll do is when we finish watering these 4 bays where we just were, we'll be able to drain what's left back into the dam, and then we can run the irrigator again. We had agronomists out this morning, so we're gonna run this other pivot round on the canola stubble and just put 20 mil out on it, and hopefully we can get a strike of ryegrass and what other weeds want to come up before we sow wheat in there, which will hopefully be next week. And then yeah, now that we've got the loosened pivot there, we've got the other half of it that will also, I'll put 30 mil on it in coming days, and probably we'll cut that other half of the loosen after the weekend. So yeah, it's just a matter of shuffling the ducks at the moment with the water, but we try and, you know, all the water stays on farm, all the overflow water we keep on farm, although there's plenty of it at the moment. And you know, I can buy what they call temporary water off a megalitre of water off the exchange at the moment for about $7. We have paid up to $450, so I suppose and it's a stupid measurement, and why the media use it, but a megalitre of water, there's 2.5 megalitres in a Olympic swimming pool, if you want to know how much water a megalitre is. So you can work that out yourself. But if you're in Australia, obviously you know the issues with water here, and it's probably no different to other countries. But yeah, it's been a big issue during the drought and that sort of stuff. But yeah, the media wants to talk in Olympic sized swimming pools and not just megalitres like they should. So anyway, that's what we're up to. That pivot's got about another 20 minutes, half an hour to finish off, and yeah, there'll be enough water in the dam, but that'll be good. It gives us plenty of airspace to drain the runoff. Alright, lastly, before the GoPro goes flat, we've got the seeder out. Got him hooked onto the tractor. Yeah, so just need to, not having been on this tractor before, I just need to sort a few of these return fittings and case drain fittings out, and just what's what. We might have to just swap a few ends round on some hoses, hopefully. Need to get another bracket to put in the cab to take the air seeder monitor and a couple of other monitors. Pump a few tyres up, and we've just got the guys have been mucking around replacing a few of these hoses at the back here, which I tried to show you the other night in the dark, but sort of didn't work. Yeah, anyway, we'll talk a bit more about this cart and the seeder in the coming videos. But no, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Ta-da.